You're listening to Top 4, a new series presented by the GamePitch podcast.
Join hosts Brandon and Eli as they build gaming Mount Rushmores every week.
Enjoy topics that range from the best multiplayer types to the top bug Pokemon.
Catch fresh episodes of Top 4 every Wednesday on the Project Nerd Network.
And don't miss new episodes of the GamePitch podcast, dropping every Monday morning.
Let's get ready to rank.
Hello and welcome to the Top 4.
Don't even cut that out. Don't even cut it out. No, we're using it.
Okay, hello and welcome to the Top 4 and More. I said the Top Floor and More podcast. Okay, this is Elijah. I'm one of the co-hosts. I'm here with my buddy Brandon. Hey, Brandon, how you feeling?
Feeling good, Elijah. How about you?
I'm clearly, it's off the rails already. If you haven't listened to Top 4 and More before, we rank a variety of video game topics going from our fourth favorite to our first favorite. We switch off who picks the topic every week. And Brandon, you were the mighty picker this time. Do you want to tell everybody what you picked?
Well, I'd first like to apologize to anybody who came here looking for rankings on the type of flooring that you should put in your home. That's not this podcast. But yes, this week we're going to be talking about cheat codes in video games.
Okay, so, we usually ask, like, what made you think of this? So what had you thinking about the cheats on the brain?
Yeah, so initially I wanted this portion of the conversation that we had today to be a little more intellectual and structured and just well thought out. But Elijah, the truth is that I was playing through Returnal and it was really pissing me off, and I was like, damn, I really wish I had a cheat code right now.
Oh, that's great. Well, then just a quick aside, Returnal, how you feeling on it?
It's a very fun game. I did beat it, but I put air quotes around beat because it is a roguelike, right? There is some sort of continuation or post game aspect to this game as well.
Yeah, additional endings and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I have not done that, and I don't think I will because Mass Effect came out, and I'm playing Mass Effect instead.
Well, heck yes.
But I don't, if I could go back in time, I don't know that I would have paid $70 for this game. I just feel like the replayability aspect of it is its weakest aspect, which is unfortunate because it's a roguelike, and that's like
the main thing
that that genre of game brings to the table.
Gotcha.
The DualSense features were amazing. Like I if nothing else, I'll boot it up to show people the DualSense. But atmospherically it's fun. Gameplay is great. It's a cool game. Just maybe not a $70 game.
Okay, well then let's get into what we always do, those honorable and dishonorable mentions for cheat codes. What do you got, friend?
Elijah, I have one dishonorable that has many interpretations and versions, and it's the Konami cheat code.
Okay.
Yeah. My favorite of the Konami cheat code is the one that it's in Assassin's Creed 3 and you put an assassin hood on a turkey when you do it. It's pretty great.
That's great. This is a dishonorable though.
No, that was an honorable. For dishonorables, actually, Elijah, I don't have any dishonorables. So what I would like to do instead of talking about dishonorables is we're going on a side quest here, Elijah, because my research into this list brought me to a very cool subsection of video game history that is punishing players for cheating in games. And
yes,
I wanted to talk a little bit about that real quick before we hop into the list. So
amazing, yes.
I wanted to talk about a couple of instances that really stood out to me as cool and fun and funny ways of games doing this. So in The Witcher 3, you are able to sell cow hides and cow meat for a certain price. And if you wait a certain period of time, like you do the meditation in a certain spot, cows will respawn, and you can just make a lot of money doing that. So they patched in what they call the bovine killer, and it's just like this monster that comes in and is super high level and wrecks your shit if you do that too many times. So I thought that was really cool. Apparently Banjo-Kazooie has a similar one. So there are cheats that you're allowed to use, but there are also illegal cheats. And if you do 3 of the illegal cheats, the witch from the game deletes your save file, which is savage.
And also a true fact. Yep.
That's insane. That blew my mind when I read that. And then finally, Donkey Kong 64. If you tried to use an action replay on it, the game was unplayable. Donkey Kong would not move the way that you wanted him to move. Every enemy one-shot killed you, and a bunch of other wacky things.
That's pretty great. May I add one to your list here?
Of course, of course.
So it's not really a cheat, but it's like an exploit, kind of in the same way of that like cow thing. But essentially in Link's Awakening, you can steal the items from the shop because you can get like the shopkeep to like look the wrong way. And then if he's looking the wrong way and you like do the movement the correct way, you can walk out of the basically the shop with the items. So you can like get the bow, you can get the shield, you can get all this stuff super early for free, like the boomerang and all these other things, right? But it's really funny because when you do it, when you come back into the shop, he does like a Kamehameha and electrocutes you and murders you. And then when you go to save and continue, it overwrites your name's file name and you become Thief. So like if you were Brandon or you named your character Snow or Link or whatever you would have put in the beginning Zelda thing, your name now becomes Thief in all capital letters with exclamations after it.
That's incredible.
And the rest of the game, people address you like that. They're like, Thief, you need to save Zelda from this. Like, it's just incredible.
Just a mark of shame. I love it. Good stuff.
Okay, so my honorables and dishonorables, just real quick. Kind of exploit things. I just gave a blanket to the Game Shark, like plugging my Game Boy into the Game Shark. It's not a specific code, but it had all the codes, right? So Game Shark, shout out to you. I love you forever. And then the infinite candy, or the infinite rare candy glitch with Missingno in Pokemon. That's not a code, but it's like, I don't know. What do you classify that as?
Yeah, it's a cheat. It's an exploit, right? You're doing something the game wouldn't necessarily want you to do, but you're doing it anyways.
Okay, I think I got hung up on the word code. So like, if it was just like top 4 cheats, maybe I would have put that. But because your list was top 4 cheat codes, I was like, oh, well, that's not a code. It's like a thing that you do. So yeah. So maybe exploits are different than codes. But yeah, that's all I had, bud. What's your number 4?
Well, Elijah, you made me come to the realization that my number 4 doesn't technically fall within the category of cheat code, I guess. But Metal Gear Solid 3, the end boss, there's a very long boss fight at the end of the game. But if you set your system clock forward a couple of years, the boss dies of old age. And I just thought that was incredible. I love that those games, kind of break down the fourth wall and are able to do fun and wacky things like that. Also, you can just shoot him when he's getting into a wheelchair, apparently, and just, bypass that boss fight entirely.
Yeah, MGS3, that's the fight with the end, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir, that's the one.
Which is super hilarious to me. Man, Kojima, what a guy.
What a guy, man. Yeah. Anyways, that's really all I have to say about that. So, Elijah, would you share with me your number 4?
From Kojima's sheets to the San Andreas streets, I'm going with GTA codes, my friend, because that I think was the most like where I had a guide open and would like flip to the page with codes and be like, yeah, I'm just going to spawn a helicopter or give myself infinite ammo or like, yeah, like I think like even just the cheat codes within GTA entirely spawned another franchise, which is Saints Row. Like it just seems like that. Like those two things match up, and I just love Grand Theft Auto cheat codes.
Yeah, that's not a connection that I had made previously, but logically, yeah, it just makes a ton of sense. Especially as the Saints Row series went on and just got like wackier and wackier. Like, yeah, that's it's a good pick there. It's a good pick there, my friend. GTA cheats are a lot of fun. I feel like, especially in like multiplayer settings, like in the earlier days, like GTA obviously didn't have multiplayer the way it does now, but I remember fondly going over to like a friend's house who owned a PlayStation and firing up GTA Vice City and just punching in some cheat codes and seeing who could last the longest on 5 stars by just bumping up that criminal rating immediately. And yeah, it's just cool that cheat codes were able to give me a new way to play a game like that,
Yeah, definitely, dude. Well, that's enough about San Andreas. Let's move to San Andreas. That's right. Tell me your number 3.
That was terrible. I hated that so much.
You're welcome.
It's the stud cheats from the Lego games.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and so, it's interesting to me that we have, one side of the gaming industry who punishes cheat codes, as we mentioned in our side quest earlier. While, on the other side of the same coin, there are certain games out there who build cheat codes into the game for you that you can purchase to make the rest of the game easier, especially when it comes to like achievements and trophies and whatnot. Because, I think it rings true for every single Lego game, but I know for sure in like the 360 era, purchasing the cheat codes for things like multiplying the number of studs that you collect, or adding additional characters to reach new places, and get that completion bonuses from each level doesn't disable any sort of progression in the sense of like trophies or achievements.
I don't think that I can think of other gaming franchises that maybe reward you or have the fun tied to unlocking cheats within the game systems and not like an out, it's contained within the loop than the Lego games.
Yeah, like you said, it's contained within a loop, because that's always how I play through those games. Like when the Skywalker Saga comes out, like that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to play through the story as I normally would, and then I'm going to unlock the cheats and go through and get all my collectibles, get all the golden studs and everything, and eventually get that platinum trophy. And it's just cool that a game, it doesn't punish you for, I guess, going on that journey in a smarter manner.
Smarter manner. That's the word that I'm just like, yeah, what, and that might come up in some of my future picks here as well.
Okay. Smarter manner. Okay. All right. Well, do you want to dissect that now, or?
I mean, I could tell you my number 3. It's not that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so my number 3 is the Konami code, that up, up, down, down, B, A, select, start. I love it. It's one of the only codes I remember off the top of my head, always and forever. And it's like a code that appears on shirts. It's a code that, like, it just, gamers, I think, like birds migrating, they innately know where to fly. Gamers know the Konami code. It's in your, if you ever touched a effing joystick, you know this shit. Like, it's known.
Yeah, that's I don't even remember where I learned the Konami code. It's just one of those, like you said, it's just one of those things you instinctually know.
Yeah, it's just in my body. So that's really all I have for you, buddy. What's your number 2?
My number 2, Elijah, is the cell phone cheats in Grand Theft Auto 5.
Hey, we both had some GTA in here. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, just echoing the point that I made earlier. It's just cheat codes in GTA, I think, is one of the most fun ways to play those games after you've beaten the story. Really extends the playtime. You can do wacky stuff like moon gravity, giving yourself invincibility, and just going on a rampage. Just lots of really fun stuff to do. And I chose GTA 5 specifically for this pick because I liked the additional way that you could input those cheat codes, calling those specific numbers to get a desired outcome, like the Skyfall one. I think the number was like 1999 Skyfall, and it just spawns you at the top of the map and drops you.
I didn't even know about that code. That's incredible.
Yeah. Super cool. Super cool.
GTA, man. Unbeatable.
GTA indeed, my friend. Elijah, what is your number 2?
Buddy, it's big head mode.
Oh man, Elijah, I cut a joke from the scripts for this pod that I wish I didn't, because I was going to shit on big head mode.
Brandon, when you're talking about big thinkers, there's no bigger thinker than a brain that has been enlarged because the head is big. Hate me.
This is the smarter manner. Oh my god, that's where this was going.
Because the brains is bigger. I almost, because the reason I paused when you said it before is I was gonna switch big head mode to my 3 just so I could make the transition with that joke. But then I was like, no, I must uphold the integrity of my list and keep big head mode at 2, like I had decided earlier in the week.
I respect that. And so now, because of the awful what you just did, that play on words there, I'm going to tell you the joke that I cut from the script.
Please.
So, was going to phrase my honorables and dishonorables a little differently. I was going to say, I don't think there's such a thing as a bad cheat code. How can I have a dishonorable picked? And the answer to that question is big head mode, because that is the bad cheat code.
Screw you, dude. Screw you. I don't care. I love it. Big head mode's great.
Well, what do you love about it, Elijah?
It's so stupid. It's ridiculous. Like
but okay,
everyone's
all right.
running around looking like pop figures. The headshots are easier. You're bonking into things if it's a platformer. Like just everything about it. You can't fit through doors. Everything about having a pop figure sized head is just hilarious to me. I love it.
Okay, all right. See, I just feel like it's like, I don't know, shoehorned into like video games that do have cheat codes. It's like the McDonald's of cheat codes, right? Like,
no, yeah, I'm with you, dude. Like, I get it. It's like not like, I don't know, an Adam McKay comedy or like a real, like, oh, like that's some deep British humor. Like, it's not that. It's like Adam Sandler or Jim Carrey like talking with their butts. Like, I get it. I get that it's like the beef jerky of comedy, but I still love it.
Okay, that's a great way to describe it. That's I think the one version of big head mode that drove me crazy the most was in GoldenEye.
Yep.
In multiplayer, because you just die so quickly because the headshot headshot hitbox.
You're wrong, Brandon. It's just the best.
Okay.
Okay. Well, tell me where you're right, friend. Tell me your number one.
God mode is the cheat code here.
Oh.
That I chose for my number one, Elijah. And then, this cheat code has like a lot of different versions and variations, so it's a very broad pick. Like in Doom, like the original, I believe you got like unlimited clip, bottomless clip, invincibility, and I think you could even fly. That sounds right. And then in other games, you can like completely phase through walls. I think Half-Life, if you put in God mode, you could just fly and phase through walls and just get through the entire game. And it's truly, in my opinion, it like, how can a cheat code be more game breaking, which is what they were more or less designed to do. How could it be more game breaking than that?
Yeah, they're. Well, I do like it as a means for accessibility too, like to let people experience or play games that they maybe could not have done.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. I'm totally in. Like, yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I actually didn't even think about God mode when I was building my list, but it makes perfect sense as a pick to me. Like, I agree with you. I am in solidarity.
It's okay, cool. Well, Elijah, what's your number one?
I went very specific. I went hyper specific to my personal tastes. And it's the cheat codes from Age of Empires and Age of Empires 2, because those are some of the first games that I was like, I think it was the first games that I was like regularly using cheat codes in, and like it blew my mind that cheat codes were even a thing or existed.
Mm-hmm.
So playing these original games on the PC. The one that I put on my list specifically is Big Daddy. So you would, pop open that cheat menu by pressing whatever shift, control, whatever the button press was, and then you would type in the words Big Daddy, and then a black limousine would spawn that had like a dude like out the top of where the sunroof would be, like, but with a bazooka. And so like in Age of Empires, which is like knights and like armor and swords and catapults and stuff, there's just this limousine driving around with a rocket launcher blowing everything up, and they were super strong, and that was super hilarious to me. But I do just want to tell you and the listeners about some of the other codes that were really interesting to me. So Flying Dutchman let all your boats like fly on land, or like go on land, which is delightful. There was another code called Austin Powers, which would give all the babies super guns. So yeah, baby, and they're just exploding stuff. Like, and it's interesting because this code actually had two variations. So there was POW, like POW exclamation point, or you could type in Austin Powers and it would have the same effect, which I thought's kind of funny. Yeah, man, it's just a game that makes me very happy.
You've got to love when they have fun with it like that, like that's fun. Those are good cheat codes. I had no idea about those, and those are awesome, man. That's a good pick. It's a good pick for sure.
Yeah, I went personal. Do I in any means or any way think that these are the best cheat codes of all time? No, but they were, a personal place to me. These are my number one cheat codes because they're like the first ones I ever used or exploited, like Woodstock and pepperoni pizza to get like infinite wood and infinite food for your supplies so you can make I love Age of Empires. Again.
That's I would too. That's a great experience. Thank you for sharing that with me. Elijah, I guess, do you have any final thoughts here on cheat codes?
They've kind of gone the way of the dodo, right? They're like a extinct species, or they're kind of waning. What's an endangered species? I don't know. They're elephants. I don't know. Is that sad? Are they pandas?
That's
tigers?
yeah. Oh,
getting real dark here. Either way, but I would like to see a resurgence of cheat codes, or like there's probably some digital way or some Twitch way. And maybe we're seeing this in speedruns, right? Where like the audience can influence things that happen in the gameplay, whether they can like half your health or make double the enemy spawn and stuff like that. But I think we are seeing a resurgence, but they're not necessarily classified as cheat codes. They're like exploits / mods / detractors, or things that can hurt you or help you during gameplay. So I think cheat codes will always live on, but I would like to see a resurgence of like the actual like the mainline cheat codes.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think I would generally agree, right? They're not as common as they used to be. I the most recent game I can think of that had like built-in cheat codes, not like an exploit as we kind of talked about earlier, was Doom Eternal, right? And it had like classic. Well, I wouldn't say classic, right? It's not like you're inputting, a certain button combination to unlock certain things, at least to my knowledge. But you go through the stages, you could collect things, and then once you get to the end of the game, you can turn cheat codes on, and you'll have like unlimited berserk mode or something like that. But aside from that, yeah, there's really only a handful of people really keeping them alive. Like Rockstar obviously keeping them around for the Grand Theft Autos and the Red Deads, but I really can't think of too many other examples of cheat codes in modern video games that aren't like either people actually like hacking the game and exploiting it and doing crazy bullshit online, or B, just broken game design that people know how to have fun with.
Yeah, and that's the coolest thing about cheat codes, right? Like they really are all about fun. That's like they are designed to create pure joy, and they're also designed to like there's an Age of Empires cheat called Home Run, and you just insta beat the level. So they're also designed to remove frustration. But like you mentioned with God Mode, man, like I like it's just having that type of power and being that stronger infinitely, like not having to worry about anything or having that like I'm gonna F everything up energy, like that's just a fun feeling to have. And then I think that's a reason why like people like games like Destroy All Humans, or like just like that you get to have that destructible feeling where like you're like a rock star in a hotel room shattering everything. Like that's one of the few experiences that you can have in a video game where you can just destroy everything.
Yeah, no, it's a sandbox is more fun when you have buckets and shovels and knowledge on how to build sandcastles, I guess.
Well, that brings us to the end of this episode of the Top 4 and More podcast. You can find me and Brandon on the old internet there. Brandon's Mr. Snow 97. I'm at Mario RPGino. Check out projectnerd.com. They keep the lights on here. And other than that, Brandon, let's get on out of here. Take us away.
Thank you so much for listening to the Top 4 and More podcast. We'll see you here same time, same place next week. And please stop putting big head mode in video games.